Hello there. Welcome to Crafty Thursday. Boy, a little bit of a tongue twister. Crafty Thursday with Dara Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? How are you? Hopefully everyone is doing well. Hopefully you're having a fantastic week. I'm adjusting my camera a little bit, and then I'll chat just a little bit, and then maybe I'll do a little bit more adjusting, and we will get down to some creating. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Today is Thursday, April 13th, and today is Crafty Thursday here on my channel. On my business page. So I come to you on Thursdays to have a little bit of crafty fun. Today is that day. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hi, Amy. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Crafty Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. Come on in. Welcome. So happy that you're here. I see Beth is watching. Hi, Beth. Happy Crafty Thursday. Welcome. Super excited that you guys are here today. And I happen to know that you are where I am in the Midwest, so it is a gorgeous day. And here you are with me. So I'm so thankful for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I know, here in the Midwest, the weather is nice, so I don't want to keep you guys all night, but there is no way that I was going to forego sharing with you. So here I am to share cute products. You guys, I think that you are going to love tonight's product and project. It's really, really cute. Of course, I love it. I tend to share with you the things that I love. I know I love a lot of things, but I like to share with you the things that I love and that I am compelled to create with, and hopefully it inspires you to do the same. That's the whole reason that we're here, just for crafty inspiration and ideas and fellowship, things that I am passionate about. So I am super excited that you're here, super excited that you chose to be here with me and that you want to create with me. So we've been chatting for a couple of minutes. I see Marie is watching. Hi, Marie. Happy Crafty Thursday. So excited that you're here. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. We're going to turn down quickly. No announcements for tonight, so we're going to turn down quickly. We'll talk about the very cute products that we're going to be using tonight. I guarantee you're going to want them. and then we'll get down to creating. So let's get to it, shall we? Marie says, hello from Frankenmuth. You are in Frankenmuth? I am so jealous. What are you doing in Frankenmuth? Super jealous. Have a fantastic time. And yet, here you are with me. So I'm so excited. And I feel so blessed. All right. I'm going to struggle just a little bit here to get my other device going. Let's see if we can do that. When I'm creating, I like to be able to see my hands, and that way I know that I'm in focus of the screen and the camera. I like to be able to see what I'm showing you. And sometimes while we're talking about that, it allows me to see your comments while I'm creating. I don't always see them, but I always will go back and respond to them. So if you have any questions whatsoever while we're creating, or if you want to chat, say hi. I will definitely respond to you. If I don't see it during the live, definitely I'll respond to you afterwards, and I love to chat with you. So say hi. If you're watching live, say hi. Let me know that you're here. I'd love that. If you're watching the replay, let me know down in the comments below. I would love that as well. And while we're creating, we'll do a little bit of dialoguing. All right, so let's go ahead and get turned down and get started. I can see now on my other device what you're seeing. Here we go. Also, I love to hear from you guys what you have been up to, especially if you have had the opportunity to be creative. I would love if you would share that as well. All right, let's get to it, shall we? So tonight we are going to be using, have you guys seen this? This is the Season of Chic. Oh, maybe it looks like I need to turn us around. I forget that. Facebook has changed so many things around that keeping up with them is something else. Like buttons have disappeared, all kinds of weird stuff. And I'm still adjusting to all of the changes. How's that? Are you guys able to see that a little bit better? You didn't practice your backwards reading this week, did you? Okay, so Season of Chic. Have you guys seen the Season of Chic? This is, it is a bundle. Let me tell you that this will be carrying over to our new catalog. It is in the current annual catalog, but it will be carrying over to the new catalog. I'll show you where it is in the annual catalog. And I do want to say that right now in the annual catalog, bundles are 10% off, but when they carry over, they won't be. You'll need to buy the dies or punches separately from the stamp set. So the great thing about this is that, look at it, encompasses several seasons. So there's like some spring there, some winter, fall, and of course summer. Beachy stuff we're using this summer. So that's what we're going to be using today. It comes with dies. There are lots of scrumptious dies in here, but I am really enamored with this little, let's take it right out so there's no glare. I don't know, this waffle thing. Really enamored with this waffle. You see that? We're using this waffle. I'm loving it. We're going to use it tonight. So we're going to use the beachy theme. So you can see there are some, here's an outline of a seashell. We're going to leave that out because I think I might be using that as well. We'll be using this die as well. Thank you so much for the thumbs up and the hearts. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it also is a way to support me in my business, is just by giving a reaction, a thumbs up or a like. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it more than I can say. We're using that little die, and then this is a conch shell, right? We're using this little conch shell. So, and then we're using this little waffle one. Of course, I did die cutting off camera so that you wouldn't have to watch all of that. So it has dies that coordinate with it. And let's take a look at where it is in the catalog. I'll show you really quickly, and then we'll get down to creating so that you guys can get back to enjoying the warm, wonderful weather. I did want to mention that I also use the deckled rectangle dies. So they are just exactly as the description says. I'm bringing them really, really closely so you can see the deckled edge. But we're using that as well. I am using some retired colors. As you can see, they match the designer series paper. You guys wait until I show you the paper. It is super, super gorgeous. I don't know if you are different than me, but I know that most paper crafters love paper and love pattern paper. And of course, I am no different. So we're going to find that it's the Texture, let's scooch over here. It is the Texture Chic Suite in the annual catalog. This is the annual catalog, just so that I can show you the cover of it. I see Julie popped on. Hi, Julie. Happy Crafty Thursday. Super excited that you're here. Thank you so much for being here. And it's the day before Friday, yay. Hello, hello. So here is the annual catalog, soon to be retiring, and the season of chic, or the texture chic. It's on pages 98 and 99. Also, look at this. I do like just how artsy this whole bundle is. Not only artsy with the swipes and the little splotches or whatever, but like I said, it's very versatile, so it encompasses several seasons. So there's that. Let's take a look at the designer series paper, and then we're going to get down to creating. It is so beautiful. And, you know, I brag on Stampin' Up! All the time. They do such a good job with colors, and this is no different. The designer series paper is called Texture Chic. It is 12 by 12. It is yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh my gosh. When I show you guys things on the camera, it just doesn't look the same way in person. I'm like looking at my other device. So can you guys tell that there is gold in there? If you can't tell, you'll have to take my word for it. There's gold there. You see that? So pretty. As you can see, this piece is cut. So we're going to be using this piece. Look at all the seashells. You know what? This is petal pink. I can't believe how they put this together, and it just looks so good. But this is petal pink, soft suede. There's a little bit of mango melody in the background. Some gray, probably basic gray. I don't know. There's some soft succulent splatters on there. Really, really beautiful designer series paper. And then the other side, look at that. Gorgeous. There's golds in there. So let's kind of look at the others really quickly. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you so much, you guys. Look at this. Here's the reverse side of it. Beautiful. Oh, you can see the gold a little bit better on there, on this side. Hey, this looks like that Q*bert. Remember the Q*bert game? Those little squares? That's what it looks like. I never played that game. I don't think I was a fan of it. But here's some snowflakes. Of course, remember how I said that this paper encompasses several seasons, so you'll see snowflakes there as well. There's some more gold. This paper is so beautiful. It's muted. Look at those flowers. Country looking. I love it. And then here's the reverse side of this one. And then here's another. So this is a little less flashy, but definitely flashy on the reverse side. Oh, Julie, can you see it? Good. Marie, you remember that game, that Q*bert? I don't know why I never liked it. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it, but that paper reminds me. I know of it, right? Look at this. Yummy, yummy. Okay, so this is the designer series paper. Hey, you guys, this paper is retiring. Usually all of the paper retires with the catalog, so we can make, or Stampin' Up! Can make room for more new paper for us to go gaga over, right? But this paper is really beautiful. It is on clearance, and I'm confident that it's discounted. So if you like it, don't wait. You'll need to get it because it will be gone one day soon. All right, so let's get down to making our card. I think that you guys are gonna like this card so much. I have a petal pink layering circle die, and then I have another that is the soft suede, and then I have another that's basic white. So we have these circles here. I use the layering circles quite a bit. Oh, Marie, yes, this paper is so gorgeous, so gorgeous. And then I've done some cutting because I like to talk a lot. And I spend a lot of time talking. So I did cutting ahead of time, but let's talk about what we have in dimensions here. I just want to call them out because if you are going to recreate this card and use the video, because you'll be able to watch the video after the live portion is complete. I want you to at least be able to hear the dimensions of what we used, right? So I have here a small bit of designer series paper. This is 3/4 of an inch by 3.5. And then I have, let's talk just about the designer series paper. I have another piece of designer series paper here that is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then finally, I have one that is 5 1/4 by 4. So let me say that I have used the same sheet, and I'm using both the front and the reverse side of it. So we're using those seashells that I talked about. So we have those three in terms of designer series paper. We talked about that deckled rectangle. So here that is. I talked to you about that waffle. Look at this, you guys. This is so cool. Let me see if I can show you. I have some scrap basic white. Isn't this so fun? Fun, fun, fun. So we're using this waffle die cut. I have some scrap basic white. And then I have soft suede. This is 4.5 by 1. And if you can see, I have scored it at 3/4 of an inch here. Let's turn it this way so you can see the entire piece. So you see that. And then we have our card base. And our card base is 7 1/4 by 5 1/2. It is still scored at 4 1/4. This is going to make our card base, and can you see where there will be a little bit of an opening? We have a little bit of a twist on this. So let's get started. I'm going to bring in my bone folder. You guys know I love to use a bone folder to get a nice crease on the card base, because we want our cards to lay flat and wow our friends so that we look super, super professional. Okay, so here's the card base. Now the way this layers, just so that you can see, is the 5 1/4 by 4 designer series paper mat is actually going to go on the inside of our card. Okay, so this is going to be the inside. And while we're talking about it, let me just go ahead and bring in some adhesive, and we'll just glue this right down. Oh my gosh. If you guys are like me, do you ever have a hard time when the designer series paper is so beautiful on both sides? I think I have said this before. It always is in my mind, so I'm sure it has escaped my lips before also, but I really struggle. I feel guilty covering up one side. I wish there were a way that you could see both sides of it, because it's really, really pretty. Thank you for that. Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. Okay, so this is going to be the inside. While we're at it, remember that deckled rectangle that we have. This is going to be where we stamp our inside sentiment. Oh my gosh, we weren't supposed to glue that down. We have a little bit of something to do here. But I am going to go ahead with a deckled rectangle, and we're just going to glue it right down. This is where we're going to stamp our sentiment, because we can stamp on the designer series paper if we want to, but I would rather stamp on white because it looks better. So the thing that I wanted to do before I adhered the designer series paper mat is this little piece of the soft suede cardstock that we have. It is 4.5 by 1, scored at 3/4 of an inch. That small piece of designer series paper that we have is going to go on the large portion of that mat. So let's do that now. I'm just gonna scooch this out of the way a little bit. I got a little bit ahead of myself. You guys ever done that? Gotten a little bit ahead of yourself? I get so excited. And when I find these projects or create them to share with you, I'm so excited to show them to you so that you can make them. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. My hands move faster than my brain does. All right, so we have this mat. So the small piece that we have here, I am going to use Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm going to put a little bit on both sides of it. And this needs to go under this mat. So it's easier if you do that first, right? I'm going to put a little pass here. All right, and then I'm just going to slide it under. I took my bone folder and created a little opening. And so I want the score line to line up with the edge of the designer series paper. And then also I want it right in the center of the designer series paper. So it's a little bit easier to adhere this, obviously, before you attach the mat, but it's not impossible to do it afterwards, right? So I'm kind of eyeballing and move this up a little bit. I am okay with approximations. I'm okay with that. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to fold it over and adhere it right down. So we have a little arm here. You see what happened? All right, so this is what we have so far. Isn't that cute? It's cute just like that. It's cute just like that. But we're going to add more. We're going to add more. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in the remaining piece of designer series paper. And I want the gold splatter, the gold dots, I should say, facing outward. So if you are making this and you would prefer less flashy on the outside, you could totally turn this around. So you could do the gold dots on the larger piece that will go on the inside, because some of it will be covered anyway by your inner mat. And by the way, if you are recreating this card, you could totally cut a square. You wouldn't have to have the deckled rectangle dies. I just wanted to use something a little fancy there, so I did, but you wouldn't have to. You could totally use your paper trimmer and cut that. And then we're going to add this to the front. So this is our card front. Do you see what we have so far? Are you intrigued already? Yay. So the card opens. I'm facing the card towards me now. So that opening part will be the right-hand side of your card, and it still opens book fold, right? So that's the correct orientation. It opens book fold, and the flap is on the right, so that you understand. And the reason that I'm explaining that is because I work towards myself, and so that I get correct placement, and then I'll turn the work towards you. So that can be kind of confusing on camera. So I just wanted to make sure that you understand that. All right, so I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue, and then this waffle pattern, the waffle die cut that we have, it's a couple of divots still on there. You guys, if you get this die set in stamp set, the bundle, this little waffly die, I passed it through the die cutting machine a couple of times, because look at how many little holes there are there. There are a ton of them. Oh, hi, Michelle. Hello. Late to the party, but you are still here. Welcome. Happy Crafty Thursday. So excited to have you here. Hello, hello, and happy Friday Eve. Okay, so I passed it a couple of times through the die cutting machine to make sure that I got all of those little, and then, you know, there were a couple of hangers on. But I'm going to bring in my liquid multi-purpose glue, and you guys know when I have very intricate die cuts like this, I like to use the liquid glue, and I just apply, oh boy, there's a big dollop. No, I squeezed it a little too much there. Let's grab a tissue and get rid of that. I hope I don't have a sticky hand now. So don't squeeze too much. I like to just put a few, oh boy, maybe it's the temperature. That's just falling right out of there. Maybe it's too warm in my room. I don't know. Oh, you guys, let me tell you this too. Let me tell you a thing that happened in my house while we're doing this. So I'm just applying a little bit of liquid glue here and there. My husband called us just a few days ago. He texted me at work and he said we had animals in the fireplace and they were babies. And I asked him how he knew, and he said he could hear them. By the time I got home, he told me he could actually see them and they were babies. And so he grabbed the flashlight to show me. He says, I closed the hatch, but they're in the fireplace and they're little babies. I don't think they can move yet. All right, so here's where we are putting that big waffle. There's a little bit, that first dollop of glue that came out there. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna try and get rid of, you know, I'll use the bone folder. I'm afraid that dollop is a little bit much and I don't want it to stick to anything else. Anyway, so he tells me about the animals and he goes to show me the animals. He said he had closed the hatch on the fireplace and he's going to show me the animals and there's nothing there. So I thought maybe he was sleepy or something. I'm like, there's nothing there. And the hatch is open. He says, no. I'm like, yeah. And we both looked up and there's a big raccoon in the fireplace. Craziest thing ever. So we debated how to get them out, and I decided to let the mama and the baby stay until they're big enough to get out. So that's how we're dealing with it. But yeah, that's the excitement in my house this week. Okay, so here's the die cut with the waffles. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and close that flap right over. I'm going to just take my bone folder so it lays flat. And then we're going to start with, so remember the 3 layering circle dies that we have. We're going to put these 2 aside for a moment and we're going to bring in the white die. Now remember I said that we used a couple of die cuts and I made them off camera so that you didn't have to watch me, but these are 3 of the dies that we used, and let me show you what they look like, because you don't need to do any stamping with these 3 dies. They're shells. You can just cut them out, so that is amazing. And I have my little dish here, and I've cut out the smaller one using soft succulent, and I've got the largest one. This is a retiring color as well. This is Sahara Sand, so this color, ink, cardstock, everything, any accessories using these colors, including designer series paper, will all be retiring. So we're going to use that. And then I have also, let me pull the stamp set in. So I have also grabbed this shell and I stamped it, and it is so, so cute. And then the remaining die that we have, so I stamped it using Petal Pink and then passed it through the die cutting machine, and this is the result. So we have that as well. So we're going to be using these 3 die cut shapes. Let's go ahead and, oh, I am going to bring in some soft suede ink. Let's open this right up. And I also have my blending brush. We're just going to add a little bit of color to this die cut to make it look a little less plain. Let's put it that way. I'm going to grab a little bit of scrap paper here so that we can color on it. And if you've not used blending brushes, I think I used them last week, so we won't go into a big explanation, but you'll just pick up a little bit of the ink from your ink pad, rub it around a little bit on your scratch paper, and then I am just going to apply some. I don't really necessarily, I'm not worried about how it goes on. I like things that way, laid back, a little less technical. So I'm just going to add a little bit of color so that it looks maybe a little more like what you would find in nature. We'll put that right aside. All right. So I'm going to grab my liquid multi-purpose glue again. I guess I better bring in a scrap paper so we don't make a mess. Actually, I'm not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. The paper, I think, will be a little bit messy. Let's bring in the silicone mat, and I'm going to grab that other die, and we'll just go ahead and add a little bit of liquid glue to the back of them. I think that when you have intricate dies, the liquid multi-purpose glue works a little bit better. So we'll just add some here and there. Okay. We'll move our scrap paper out of the way. And I'm going to bring in that basic white circle, and we're just going to adhere these. Now, I want the complete larger shell. I don't want any of the opening off of the circle here. I want it right on the circle, and actually the same for this one. And let's see, I'll put it here. I just want to make sure that it's not really hanging off of the circle. All right, so we're going to set this aside just for a minute. We're going to do a little bit of stamping. We're going to put our sentiment right on this shell that we've created. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle, make sure that you go back to the beginning of the video after the live portion and take a look at the designer series paper. The colors, the patterns are amazing. I love them. And I think you'll love them. And there's lots of shine there too. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in our shell. And we're going to use, let me show you. There's a sentiment. We didn't talk about the sentiments, but this one says, wishing you the best birthday ever. There is, I'm here for you. There is, you make each season of life even more beautiful. Let's move this over, sorry. Thinking of you, love you. You are charming beyond measure. And then there's a huge thanks. So very versatile. We're using the birthday, and we're going to also use the soft suede, and we're going to stamp right on top of the shell. That stamp fits right on the shell. So we're just going to ink up with the soft suede and stamp the sentiment. Oh, let's get a little more ink. want to make sure that I get good coverage. There we go. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to adhere this. Oops, I have a little bit of glue on my finger. We're going to adhere this. Maybe I'll wait. Let's do some layering. Let's do some layering of the circles, and then we'll put on our last, because I think I want it hanging over the edge there. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a little bit of Stampin' Seal, and we're gonna adhere the basic white circle. And you know what? I'm gonna put them on. I'm gonna put this right to the bottom. I'm gonna line the bottom edges up. So let me show you what I mean. I think I'm gonna do that with all of them. You see what we have here? And then I'm going to do the same thing with the soft suede. Add a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to bring in that larger petal pink. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line it up and kind of center it. But line it up right at the bottom, or what in my mind is the bottom. Here we go. So you see how I've layered them? All right, so the next thing that we're going to do before I adhere our sentiment, our shell with the sentiment here, let's turn it around. You see that? There we go. We're going to place this right here, probably on dimensionals, but I'm going to do the same thing for the layered circles that we have, and I just want to decide where I want to place this. And I think I kind of like it in the center, so that's what we're going to do. Let's see, maybe we should put it up on some Stampin' Dimensionals. I think that might be nice. Let me grab some dimensionals. Let's see if I have any handy here. I usually have them all around me, so they're not too far. Let's grab my little bucket. I keep dimensionals all around me. I put them under my pillow at night, like the dimensional fairy will come like the tooth fairy and bring me more, because I love them and I use them always. And maybe one day the dimensional fairy will bring lots of them. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add a couple of dimensionals. I'm gonna put them right on the little arm that we've created. That way I don't have to worry about getting them on the circle just right. And I know that they're going to be placed where I need them to be. So we'll go ahead and take the adhesive backing off. And we'll bring in our circle and just kind of plop it down where we want it to be. Perfect. Did you see how that worked? So this is going to be a part of the arm. Isn't that cool? And then the waffle that we made works as a backdrop. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys, for the thumbs up and the love. I love you right back. All right, and then let's go ahead and I think I'm going to put this on dimensionals too, because life would be boring if we didn't. Oh, I kind of flubbed that one up. That's okay. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. Works better when you have nails. Let's get that right off. I pulled the adhesive backing off. Let's see. I'm going to put them along the top here. Not on the bottom, because I'm not sure how far it will hang off. So we'll put them along the top. And we'll just adhere this right down. Yes, perfect. So this is what we have so far. And then I also have used linen thread. Thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up and the love. And I cheated a little bit and I've created a bow using the linen thread. I did that off camera. And I'm going to grab a mini glue dot. We'll just grab the mini glue dot and we're going to stick this right on the bottom of the sentiment. I think we're going to need to trim it off a little bit. Or trim the ends a little bit, I think. Grab some scissors and I'm just going to trim it down a little, not too much. There we go. And then to finish this off, I wonder if we should use some bling. Isn't this the cutest ever? It's a nice fun fold. Let's see. What kind of bling? Maybe it's already too blingy, but maybe we could use some bling on the circle here. Maybe not. What do you guys think? Bling or no bling? Maybe we can leave it plain. I think there's a lot of gold going on there, so we'll leave it. We'll leave it like it is. Okay, so that is our card. Isn't it fun, fun, fun? And remember what we've used here tonight. We have used the Season of Chic. This is actually going to be carrying over into the new catalog. Right now it's a bundle, so you can get 10% off from it. Once it carries over into the new catalog, let's put our card here. Once it carries over into the new catalog, then the dies and the stamp set are sold separately. I used linen thread, which is very versatile. We used the soft suede stamp set, which is going soft suede as a color. We also used soft suede and Sahara sand cardstock, so those colors are retiring. We used a blending brush, and we used layering circle dies, and we also used the deckled rectangle dies. Oh, Julie, yes. Plain. Michelle, yes. Yes, yes, yes. My trusty, crafty friends with such good design sense. You guys, you give me good confirmation. And so then here is the end result. Thank you, Julie. I do. I love the colors. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the designer series paper. I'll actually bring it back in. The designer series paper is also going to be retiring, and it is just super gorgeous. Remember how the reverse sides are really flashy, but that Season of Chic covers, it's very versatile, so it covers several seasons, so you'll get a lot of mileage from it. Hey, this kind of looks like, I didn't notice, this kind of looks like khaki, doesn't it? You see, I don't know if you can see it. It's like Evening Evergreen, which is a leaving in color, and soft succulent as well. Really sad about that combination. I'm not a green girl, so I'm so surprised about it, but I was hoping that they would stay around. And then here is the fabulous reverse. Beautiful designer series paper. And the designer series paper that we used is called... Oh, did I lose the card? Textured Chic. I lost the card. But you'll see it at the beginning of the video. You can see it at the beginning of the video. So don't forget that this is retiring as well. All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and say goodnight. So I'm going to turn up. welcome back. We took a little bit of a trip and you guys took it with me, and I am ever so grateful for you. So thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for being here on a beautiful, beautiful day. You could have been anywhere else in the world and you decided to be here. So I am super, super thankful for you for creating with me. If you love the card, come back, look at the video and create it. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic weekend. I hope that you guys have the opportunity to get crafty. If you make the card, as always, tag me. Let me know. I'd love to see it. Have a wonderful, fantastic, crafty, beautiful weekend. I will see you here next week, same place, same time. Thank you guys so much. Bye.